I had 400k report on the latest live stream whenever we were fighting, and my warped, which is Shadow Manticore, did absolutely amazing amount of damage and healing, which I want to share in the later in the video, right? Until then, of course, I want to also share the build which I have on my Shadow Manticore, because maybe you guys will try it out and you will be as successful as I am, right? So this fight happened on my current latest live stream. If you want to check it out, it's on the channel, right? So let's get back to the business and let's speak about Shadow Manticore in general, and what kind of warped it is, right? Of course, it is the main warped for the Magrat and Zaida hero pair, and basically what Shadow Manticore has is the perfect fit for Magrat and Zaida, right? You don't need a lot of damage from your Warped whenever you have Magrat and Zaida. You just need some damage and of course some healing, and that's what this Warped is actually doing, right? Barbarism deals target legion damage and receives healing. That's nice, not a too much, but not a small amount, right? Of course, I have to speak about Advanced Barbarism. It's actually great skill. It's a Yggdra crystal skill, so if you're gonna get it 3 stars straight away, this skill is going to deal a lot of damage to your hero pair, right? And intense barbarism, additional damage dealt bonus, which is pretty normal. So basically, if you're gonna check the skills and the talents of the Shadow Manticore, you might say it's nothing special, right? I guess, well, of course the special is the hero pair, but even this small amount of damage, skill damage factors and healing factors, you might say 100 each, 100 each. That's even on a 3-star main talent skill, that's not a lot, right? But all these are adding up in terms of healing and damage, and Magrat and Zaida with Shadow Manticore is a go-to hero pair for archer players till this day, right? And of course, this is like a small background about Shadow Manticore, what kind of warp it is, and of course, it's time to share my build, and of course, what I'm trying to do more for my Shadow Manticore, right? This is the Shadow Manticore which I have. Of course, I tried my best to have maximum amount of skill slots on this warped, and I think I spent, I don't know, maybe 1 year or maybe like 8 months regenerating the Shadow Manticore when I finally got the 8 slots and some nice attributes, right? Of course, I wish to have S tier on the luck, and in general, the main attributes for the Shadow Manticore is of course luck, agility and strength, right? Unfortunately, my luck is A tier. I don't want to spend more regeneration potions on this warped, and that's why I basically kept this Shadow Manticore how it is, right? Of course, in the future, if I will get to VIP level 15 and somehow I will get some fruits. This is the item which will help you to increase the attributes of your warped slowly. Then of course I will try my best to increase luck. At least on 250 it will be amazing. Well, 230, yeah, S tier luck would be better, but it is what it is, right? I'm happy whatever I got. There is no way I will go and use more regeneration potions to make S luck, and yeah, you can't even imagine how much luck you actually need to get 8 slots and S tier attributes on your main attributes, right? So yeah, that's basically the topic of attributes for the Shadow Manticore. Try to get S tiers on strength, agility, and luck, and you are good to go, right? For the skills, basically 7 or 8 skill slots are basically perfect. 8 will be amazing, 7 is nice, but 6 sometimes you can't really fit the desired skills for your warped in 6 skill slots, right? Because I believe in Shadow Manticore, you kinda have to get all the main talent skills. Barbarism is important. Advanced Barbarism actually deals a lot of damage, and more damage from the Intense Barbarism, which is pretty nice, right? Of course, the hardest part is to make main talent skill 3-star. I think I spent 6 or 7 months making Barbarism 3-star. It's easy to make it 1-star, it's easy to make it 2nd-star, but the last star is requiring you to make 4,000 experience which will take a lot of time, right? That's why it's important to know which warped you have to build in order to get the highest value from your warped, right? So yeah, finally we got this 3-star barbarism. I got advanced barbarism from the warped section of the Yggdra crystals. Like during the KVK, you can actually purchase it for 4 Yggdra crystals. Now, I made Intense Barbarism 2-star and then, of course, Chainstrike synergy, right? I highly appreciate Chainstrike synergy. I wanted to have at least one crit rate skill, and the Blood Roar fits everything perfectly. And I believe Advanced Chainstrike is one of the most important skills for Shadow Manticore and for Magrat and Zaida, right? Advanced Chainstrike is giving us 100% chance to receive variable healing, and this is the healing type which also Magrat has on the first skill. And they have like the more units you defeat, the higher their levels, the higher your healing rate. So basically, you are receiving 100% chance to receive variable healing when casting Chainstrike, right? And healing rate is like close to 100, which is really good. And of course, Chainstrike, basically you are always going to proc the Chainstrike synergy by using Magrat and Zaida, because that's the normal attack damage dealer hero pair, right? Tooth of the Claw, of course, that's the another skill which I put here. I could wait for the Fatal Bite, for example, but I think Tooth of the Claw is much easier to upgrade on the more stars. And yeah, at some point I'm planning to make, well, I already made Chainstrike 3-star. I'm right now trying my best to make Intense Chainstrike 3-star also. I'm close to having 2k experience more, and then I will try my best to make Tooth of the Claw 3-star. After that, well, unfortunately, Intense Barbarism is really expensive, and same goes to Blood Roar, right? That's the idea I had. Of course, if you don't know, I highly appreciate healing on warpeds and on archers, especially as an archer player. And yeah, this is the warped which I built for, I don't know, 6 or 7 months, and it turns out that this warped is absolutely amazing. It's basically a bad boy warped. That's the nickname for my warped, right? So yeah, that's the skills, that's the attributes, that's the ideas which I had about Shadow Manticore, and hopefully, if you will be interested to try out this warped, you can build it and it will do its job, trust me, right? And of course, right now, it's time for us to actually check the reports which we were getting. Basically 400k report, 406k report, and if you're gonna check the battle summaries, you can see the amount of damage, the amount of healing Shadow Manticore did, right? Almost 700k damage from the barbarism, from the advanced barbarism, from the Chainstrike synergies. That's the damage which Shadow Manticore did for this 400k report, right? Yeah, this is the huge amount of numbers, and pretty funny is that healing is even more, right? I want you to look at the healing number more than even damage, right? Because we all know that Magrat and Zaida is healing a lot. There is not a single hero in this game which is going to get heals more than Magrat and Zaida, right? And on this report, this hero pair did almost, well, 857k healing, and Shadow Manticore did 900k healing, right? Almost 1 million healing factor. So basically, Warped did more healing than one of the best healers during the fight in the game, right? Which is really unique, and I was really surprised when I actually saw this number, right? Here I will try to find like big reports in order for me to showcase the damage and from where this damage was coming from. And let's see if I can find, like, yeah, maybe this one. Yeah, you can see Barbarism, for example, almost 7k damage. The Advanced Barbarism, 7k damage. That's the skill which you are getting from the Yggdra crystals. And yeah, Intense Chainstrike, that's basically Chainstrike synergy. We are getting 2.8, right? I'm gonna soon make Chainstrike 3-star, and this number will go up. But what's the most interesting? 5.6k healing, right? And 5.3k healing from the Magrat. So this is the damages which we can see right here. Now let me check, maybe I will find even more impressive, right? Yeah, 6.9, like generally for the one fight, we are getting 7k damage for each skill from the talent skills, and some 2.5, 3.4, 4k maximum, I guess, from the Chainstrike. Let's see if we're gonna, yeah, 22k report. Let me check. Where is the high report? Yeah, 10k report, right? 8.1k from this 3-star barbarism, 8.1k from the advanced barbarism, and 5.2k healing rate from the advanced Chainstrike, right? So basically pattern is really visible, how much damage this warped is dealing, and yeah, maybe we're gonna find even higher number in terms of yeah, 42k reports, right? Let me find if there will be a single report with a high number. Yeah, 4k is not the one which we are looking forward. Yeah, I guess this is a big report, and that's why it's a 42k. Yeah, sometimes I had 42k reports, and I was really happy whenever I was tier 4 player, but since I finally get to tier 5, of course, whole gameplay basically changed, right? Yeah, we don't see, unfortunately, one big report here. Maybe this is kind of same. Some 2 and 1k reports, right? So basically this fight was inside the fog. It was fog versus fog fight. Yeah, here kind of same. And yeah, during the live stream, I basically couldn't believe my eyes whenever I saw the amount of merits which we got. 4k, 4k, 5.4. Yeah, basically Advanced Chainstrike is one of the most consistent skills in the game on Magrat and Zaida, which is nice. Yeah, 35k. Let me check this one. Maybe here will be a big report. 3k is not the one. But yeah, I believe, yeah, like two skills which gonna deal damages against Barbarism, and Chainstrike will do its job, right? Yeah, kinda same. But what's the most unique about this hero pair and the Warped is that you are basically almost healing 2 million, which is huge number during the fight. And yeah, this is the warped which made me change the direction of warpeds which I was going. Right now I'm putting advanced Chainstrike on my every single warped. That's the reason, right? This kind of reports made me change my mind. I was going for the crit rate skills like Blood Roar and Angry Roar, and after the reports which I was seeing from the Shadow Manticore, I decided that I will put Advanced Chainstrike on my every single warped which I will be fighting with, right? And as you can see here, I have Advanced Chainstrike. I even have Advanced Chainstrike on my Snowpeak Rock. The next warped which I'm building is Barbed Manticore, soon 3-star, and I'm going to put Advanced Chainstrike on this slot exactly. And whenever I'm gonna build Wind Weasel, we need better attributes, I will be putting Advanced Chainstrike on my Wind Weasel also, right? So yeah, this is how much I actually rate healing in open field PvP. I understand in Garrison, in Rally, healing might not be the preferable choice, but for the Archer gameplay, variable healing in open field PvP is the best thing which you can actually get for your warpeds and for your hero pairs, right? And hopefully my playstyle and my reports and my account is a good explanation why I'm choosing this direction, right? So yeah, that's my Shadow Manticore. Hopefully it will be useful for you to see this type of guides for my own warpeds, which I'm building myself, right? We already have 10 million merits, close to 11 million merits, and basically most of them I got by playing archers. Last KVK, I had 24 million merits by only archers. This is like third day of Zone 2, or maybe fourth day, and of course this KVK we also gonna double the amount of merits which we have right now at the end of the KVK, and hopefully at the end of the KVK I will have 30 million merits by archers, right? So yeah, that's my Shadow Manticore build and the amazing report which I generated. Hopefully you liked the video. If you did, press like, subscribe, share. It always gives me more and more motivation to make more content for this game. I wish everybody an amazing day, morning and night. We are going to see each other really, really soon. Bye bye and luck.